And our fourth main topic today gets submitted to us by Harris Reed, who writes, "Hi, John and Rob." Well, Rob's not here today. "I was honestly just wondering why Free Guy wasn't getting a release on Disney Plus like Cruella and Black Widow did. And then like 5 minutes later, I saw this interview with the director saying that they only were ever wanted to put it on the big screen and that Disney hopes it could lead to a new franchise for them. What do you think of his comments?" All right. Thanks a lot for sending that in, man. And yeah, listen, you guys have heard me talking about Free Guy lately. I loved Free Guy. I loved it. I listen, you guys know I'm a big Ryan Reynolds fan. I wasn't super big on The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard, to be honest with you. I didn't like it as much as the first one. And with Free Guy, I thought the trailers were interesting and they looked fun, but I honestly didn't know what to expect out of it. And I went to go see it, and you guys have seen my reviews. I loved it.
I'm like so excited.
I loved this movie. Ann and I are going to go see it again tomorrow. The first screening of it, we're going to go watch it again. Then we're going to watch Suicide Squad again. We're going to do a double feature of it tomorrow.
Oh my gosh.
Very excited about that.
Crazy kids, you.
But the movie is just wonderful. But you guys know that some of the Disney movies, you know, Black Widow, Raya the Last Dragon, Mulan, Cruella, those went straight to streaming. Now, they announced a long time ago that a number of movies weren't going to go to streaming. Shang-Chi isn't going to streaming. Eternals isn't going to streaming. You know, better not, right? But one of the ones that they never planned to put on Disney Plus was Free Guy. That was never part of the plan to put that on Disney Plus. But why wasn't it part of the plan to put it on Disney Plus? And I think the why is incredibly fascinating, and it gives us a little bit of insight into how Disney is thinking and what their decision-making processes have been like. Okay, listen, this comes to us from Sean Levy. He is the director of Free Guy. Of course, he's directed a lot of really cool things. I think he's a really good director. I'm enjoying him more and more. But this is what he said when asked about the whole situation with Disney and why wasn't it going to Disney Plus. And he said this: "I think, well, two things. One is Disney. Shortly after they bought Fox, they came to a test screening of Free Guy. This is like 1.5 years, 2 years ago. That's how long this movie's been sitting on the shelf.
Yeah, I remember seeing the trailer, and then of course we had that garbage fire.
Ages ago, right? Anyway, let's go back to what Sean is saying. So, right after Disney bought Fox, they came to a test screening of Free Guy. And I say this as someone who, whether it was Real Steel or Ryan had the same experience on Deadpool 2, where we had movies that have tested euphorically. Free Guy tested like nothing, to a number that neither Ryan nor I had ever seen, and the Disney brass was there at that test screening. So they always said through the whole pandemic, when we would say, "Are you sure you just don't want to show this to people on streaming because it's done, it's finished, it's ready to go?" They really always felt that if Free Guy can get its moment in movie theaters and the audience can feel that excitement, that it could catch a tailwind and maybe even justify the existence of other stories within a brand new franchise. It's a big swing. I've seen the movie play in theaters, and certainly every director would rather have it seen on the big and loud, like in the movie theater. So selfishly, narcissistically, the director of me loves that. Okay, this is fascinating. Mm-hmm. Not because, oh, listen, a director says he would rather have his movie play on a big screen. Well, no, every director would rather see their movie play on the big screen. That's not the interesting part. The interesting part is that Disney said, this movie's too good to put on streaming. We think this could be a franchise. And so even though Sean Levy was saying, look, we get it, the pandemic, if you want to put it on streaming, you sure you don't want to do that? Disney said, no, this is too good. It's too good. And we think this could have big success and lead to a franchise. The reason I find that interesting is because what does it tell us about Disney's attitude towards the movies they didn't believe in? What does this tell us about Disney's attitude about the movies they did put right onto Disney Plus? Because I'll be honest with you, other than Raya and the Last Dragon, I really, really liked Raya and the Last Dragon. Like, a lot. I thought that movie was great. Mulan I was excited about Mulan, but Mulan was okay. I almost said Pirates of the Caribbean. Jungle Cruise.
Oh, yeah.
It was okay. Jungle Cruise is okay. My favorite, biggest movie star in the world, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson in it. I always loved Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. It was okay. Black Widow, I liked, but it's not top shelf MCU. Cruella was quite good.
That was freaking awesome.
I gotta say, I really did like Cruella. But it's almost like, what does it mean when Disney says to Sean Levy, he's like, listen, yeah, we could put on streaming, but this is too good. The audiences like it too much. If this is in theaters, we think it can have the kind of success that we maybe potentially could have a new kind of franchise. So again, while I find that very interesting and certainly high praise for Free Guy, and believe me, guys, go see Free Guy. Go see this movie. It's really fun. Is it going to win any Oscars? No, it's not going to win any Oscars. But this was a much more fun time at the movies than I was expecting it to be. And there's some great I wish I could tell you some of the one-liners, but I don't want to spoil any of them for you in the movie. But definitely do go check it out. The movie is better than the trailers let on. This is one of those movies where the movie is better than the trailers let on. Because again, I didn't know really. I enjoyed the trailers, but I didn't know what to make of it. But yeah, it says something about Disney's belief in this movie. But again, to me, the bigger question becomes, well, wait a minute. If you're saying, no, we can't put this on streaming because we think it's too good and we think this could be successful and we think it could lead to a franchise, what does that tell us about the movies you do just dump on Disney Plus? Because Cruella was good, right? I mean, so I don't know. I just think it's a very, very interesting set of circumstances. And by the way, as of this morning, I just need to double check this here, but Free Guy is also doing very well with the critics. Free Guy, and I honestly did not know how the critics would respond to this because it's
so
set
different.
in a virtual video game world and it's lighter and just kind of whatever. I didn't know how, honestly, I loved it. I didn't know how the critics would respond to it. It's sitting at 86% right now. Which is much better than I thought it would be at. So it's sitting at an extremely high 86%. So it's doing very, very well with the critics right now, which is great. I think I give it, like, I don't give scores to movies, so I'm not going to say what score I would give it, but I loved it. I love this thing. Clearly Disney did too. Kim, when you hear Sean Levy telling this story about the motive, the reasons Disney didn't want to put this thing on Disney Plus, what does that tell you, number one, about their thoughts about Free Guy? And then number two, what does that tell you, or if anything, about the movies they did put on Disney Plus?
Well, I love that they're setting a standard because I think as the world is changing and we have streaming and we have day and date releases, when you truly believe in the theatrical experience, when you truly believe in that, we're learning, especially with this lawsuit with Scarlett Johansson, that with streaming, there does come a point where you have to stand up for your project and you have to put your foot down. And it doesn't seem like there was any, contentious, issues here, but it's almost like when you're starting something and now there's the option for people to watch it on their couch or to have that full theatrical experience, to walk into that theater, smell the popcorn, see that jazzy carpet that we all love in our movie theater, and be with your family and watch something that's a new concept, that's an interesting concept, that has a hilarious, likable star in it. You don't want to sacrifice the possibility of losing anything out of that theatrical experience to, why don't we, people can pay $30 or even worse, like HBO, they can just get it for free. No, if you believe in your property now in this new world, you're going to have to fight for it and you're going to have to stand up for it. And I think it's great that they didn't put it on Disney. However, like you said, it does make you wonder, because if they did that, if Disney said, I like this so much and we're starting a franchise, to me, it makes me go, how in the world did you put Cruella on the same day on Disney Plus?
Yeah, Cruella deserved better.
That is weird to me because, you know, there's been people that now want to see more of Cruella. There, you know, some people are talking about a sequel. But I mean, imagine starting a franchise. Imagine if Avengers, you know, if Iron Man 1 was like on streaming and they had this vision of like, no, we want to tie in other stories and we want it to be this years long theatrical experience. You can't set the standard by letting people just watch it over a bowl of cereal in their kitchen the first time they see it. So I say kudos to them. But to be honest with you, I just don't understand that thinking, because to me, judging by this standard, how did you not put Cruella to... I refused to watch Cruella. I mean, I ended up watching Suicide Squad at home because I had a headache and I was going to go out to the theater, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch it on my couch. Cruella, I don't remember what I was doing, but I remember I had an inconvenience in my schedule, and I was like, whatever, I'm going to see this in the theater. And I definitely saw it in the theater. So I just don't understand that thinking.
I mean, again, like, a part of me makes it sound like, well, if they're saying we got to keep Free Guy in theaters only, it's because it's too good. Does that mean they don't believe in the ones they did put on Disney Plus? But Raya and the Last Dragon was great. Cruella was great. So, I mean, I don't know.
Is it the politics that happens behind
could be
the scenes? I mean, because Black Widow was a totally different situation where it was like that movie was, I mean, Free Guy was supposed to come out a long time ago too, but the movie had so many delays after delays, and they're like, we have to capitalize because there's so many other movies that depend on what's happening. You know, you couldn't get the post-credit scene a complete year after Falcon and Winter Soldier. You know, you needed that referencing. So I don't quite understand. I think it might be the politics. From my limited knowledge of how all this works, it sounds like back in politics to me, because I don't understand how the team of Cruella was like, abso-freaking-lutely not. No, you were not letting people watch this on their couch.
Bringing her own lawsuit. They're saying Emma Stone may be bringing a lawsuit against Disney. I don't know what the status of that is.
Judging by Free Guy, there seems to be a way to get Disney to go, okay, fine.
And
theater only. How did you do that?
With Free Guy, I'm not sure how good Free Guy is going to do. Again, because like, I don't think the marketing was great for this movie. I just don't. If I wasn't already a pre-existing, the thing that this movie's got going for me is Ryan Reynolds, good Canadian kid. So I'm interested in anything Ryan Reynolds does. But if it wasn't for that, I honestly don't know, because I don't know that the marketing's been all that good. I've heard from some people saying they're really excited for it, but a lot of people I've talked to, it's just been like, oh yeah, there's that Free Guy movie. And I just don't think they've done a good job with the marketing, so I'm not sure how well it's going to do.
I hope it does well, because coming from like with a standpoint with kids, with all the films, I mean, Cruella, yes, I had the option, but as something specifically that's only theatrical, I'm not talking about stuff that's day and date. I'm not talking about any streaming. I'm talking about a purely theatrical. That's the only way I can see it. I got to tell you, families have been waiting for something that's in the theater, especially families that are vaccinated and feeling confident. They've been waiting for an opportunity where all the kids can watch it, and there's not going to be something weird like Suicide Squad. You know, mom and dad are going to like it. Mom loves Ryan Reynolds. The kids think he's funny. They see the colors in the video game, and that's appealing. So in terms of a family as a whole being able to have a theatrical experience, I think I know my family, we're excited because we used to go to the movies all together all the time with all three boys and parents and the grandparents. We used to love doing, you know, Sundays because it's $5. And I think families are looking forward to that. So I don't know.
You know, somebody, Carla brings up a really good point in the live chat. She's saying, well, the one really good piece of marketing was that, but it didn't get out wide enough, was the Deadpool and Korg reacting to the Free Guy trailer. That was the most brilliant thing they did, but they didn't push it out enough. They should have put that in theaters. They should have put that on TV commercials, not just released it on YouTube. That was the best piece of marketing they had.
Yes.
And a lot of people have never seen it. No. But listen, guys, honestly, at the end of the day, Free Guy is coming out. It is an absolute blast. I've been telling people now for a couple of weeks, treat yourself. Go to a double feature this weekend. Go see Suicide Squad and Free Guy back to back. I just think you're going to have an absolutely fantastic time if you do. Anyway, the question is for you guys. What do you think about all this? About the fact that it seemed like Disney was hell-bent from the beginning to keep Free Guy in a theatrical release only? What do you think about the responses the movie's been getting so far? Are you excited for it? Are you not excited for it? However you guys are thinking about it, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.